Good morning. Today I'm going to be filming a what I eat in a day video. This is going to be a quarantine style video because we're quarantining. So if you guys want to know what I eat in a day, then please keep watching. Okay, so for some reason this is one of the most requested videos. You guys always want to know what I eat in a day, so I'm here to tell you. I literally start out my day every single day with a cup of coffee. Literally the first thing I do is walk from my bedroom to the kitchen to get coffee. Like, there's no in between. Coffee first every single morning. It's a must. Literally have to. Like, cannot function unless I have coffee. So I'm just having some regular schmegular coffee. I just have like a regular coffee pot. I think I'm drinking Maxwell House. I don't even know. Sometimes I just get like store brand from Target or Vons or whatever. I'm pretty sure this is what Maxwell House though. And I just add a little bit of honey because I like my coffee a little bit sweet, not super sweet, but just a little bit on the sweeter side. And then I also add some vanilla Chobani oat milk to my coffee because I recently switched from half and half to oat milk, and it's literally life-changing. I never loved half and half as much as I love oat milk. And then I just stir that up and my coffee is ready to drink. And seriously, you guys, if you haven't tried oat milk, you should really try oat milk because it is so freaking good. Highly recommend vanilla Chobani oat milk, by the way. And then I don't usually have breakfast for like another 30 minutes to an hour. I don't know, I just like to have coffee and chill for a little bit, and then I'm usually hungry like 30 minutes to an hour after I have my coffee. I don't really eat on like a timed schedule. I just kind of intuitively eat, you know, like I eat when I'm hungry. But I do make it a point to have breakfast every day. I know some people don't have breakfast. I can't do that because if I don't eat in the morning, I will get major anxiety later in the day. So I do make it a point to eat, but I don't like eat on a time schedule or anything. I just eat when I'm hungry, and I'm usually hungry at like 30 minutes to an hour after having my cup of coffee. And I usually only have one cup of coffee, by the way. Sometimes I'll have 2 cups of coffee if I'm really in need, but generally I only have 1 cup per day. I'm gonna have breakfast now, and I am having some overnight oats for breakfast. I love these. I don't always eat these, but one of the things that I eat for breakfast lately. I made these last night. So my overnight oats, I like to do about a half a cup of old-fashioned oats. Are they old-fashioned oats? Let me see. So I kind of eyeball everything because it doesn't have to be exact, but I do about a half a cup of old-fashioned oats, and then I add about a tablespoon of chia seeds, and then I add about a tablespoon of chia seeds. I do probably like a 1/3 cup of oat milk. I like to use the vanilla oat milk from Chobani. Again, told you it's my favorite. And then I add maybe like a tablespoon of honey. I don't know, like I said, I kind of just eyeball everything, and then I will mix it up with a spoon. Sometimes I'll just put the lid on the jar and shake it up, but I decided to mix it with a spoon this time, and then I pop it in the refrigerator and I literally let them sit overnight. I make 3 at a time, so these will last me for the next 3 mornings. Well, minus today, so the next 2 mornings. But I make about 3 or 4 at a time, and they stay good in the fridge for a few days. So yeah, this is what I'm having for breakfast today. It's so tasty. It's a little bit different than regular oatmeal because you eat it cold, which I like overnight oats. I like cold oatmeal. I like this way better than I like warm oatmeal. I don't know, warm oatmeal is kind of gross to me, even though I'll eat it, but I actually prefer it cold, and I really love this recipe, and this is what I will be eating for breakfast for the next few days, and it's super easy. I love to do this, like, you know, back in the days when we used to go to work and stuff and actually leave the house. These are nice for like days that I have to work and I need to like just grab something and go. Like, I can eat this on the go. I prefer to use these little jars because it's just easier, but you could do, I guess, a different kind of container. I don't know. I've never made it in anything other than these little jars. It just makes it so much easier for storing and for taking it on the go if you're like me and you like to take your breakfast with you if you need to go somewhere. So yeah, I really have been enjoying this as a breakfast option. I definitely switch up my breakfast from day to day, but when I make like a batch of these, that usually means that I'll be having this for breakfast for the next few days. So yeah, this is what I'm having for breakfast today. Okay, so I just sat down to have lunch and I am having a breakfast sandwich. I'm having to get a little bit creative because quarantine, we're not able to go to the grocery store as much. I mean, we can, but we are trying to avoid that. So I don't have many options, but I did have enough stuff to make a breakfast sandwich. So I just made a breakfast sandwich using a bagel. This one is a sesame seed bagel. I don't really like sesame seed bagels. I don't hate them. It's not my first choice, but Costco didn't have any more cheese bagels. They only had plain and sesame, and we already ate the plain ones that we had, so all we're left with is sesame. So I just used a sesame seed bagel, toasted it, added a little bit of mayonnaise, just regular mayonnaise, and then I just cooked up a little egg patty with a little bit of melted shredded cheese on there, cut my sandwich in half, and then I like to dip my breakfast sandwiches in some syrup, so I have a side of syrup to go with my sandwich. My daughter is actually one that got me into dipping my breakfast sandwich into syrup. It's actually so delicious. If you haven't tried it, definitely try. Probably not very healthy, but I don't care because I try to be healthy most of the time, but not 100% of the time, because for me that's just not realistic. I like flavor and taste, and it's so hard for me to eat vegetables all the time. So I'm having a breakfast sandwich today, and I also have a side of orange juice. This is fresh squeezed orange juice. These oranges are actually from my grandmother's backyard. She had a ton of oranges. Her oranges are usually ripe in December, so from like December until like March or April, she has tons of oranges, and she just gave us all the rest of the oranges from her tree. She gave us literally 3 trash bags full of oranges. So since you use a lot of oranges to make juice, we decided to make a few batches of orange juice. I made some last night. It's super easy. You just peel them. Also, if you didn't know, you can use a spoon to peel your oranges, which is great because you don't have to like get it under your fingernails and stuff, because sometimes after a while, like the acid from the orange can start burning underneath your fingernails. So if you didn't know, you can also use a spoon to peel your oranges. So I just peeled all the oranges and then I juiced them all, and I got a nice big batch of orange juice. And now I'm going to have some with my breakfast right now because I love fresh squeezed orange juice. It is delicious. It is the only orange juice I like, and I'm really happy and thankful to have all these organic oranges to juice and drink. Thank you, Grandma. She has literally the best oranges. Her oranges from her tree are so delicious, and did I mention they're organic? So yeah, this is my lunch for today: a breakfast sandwich and some orange juice. And I don't know what I'm gonna have for dinner, but we'll figure that out when we get there. Okay, so it's dinner time. Obviously, I never ended up getting ready. I did brush my teeth though, so that's a plus. I did brush my hair, so that's a plus. I just never really changed out of my pajamas, and I never did my hair or my makeup, but I brushed my teeth, so that's kind of all that matters. Anyways, it's dinner time, and I wanted to show you what I'm having for dinner. So nothing too exciting. As I mentioned earlier, my options here at the house are kind of limited, but I did have plain boneless, skinless chicken breast, so I cooked up some chicken. I cut mine because I'm a mom, and I think just out of habit, I cut my own food also. It's easier that way, so when I go to eat it, I don't have to do any cutting. But this is just plain boneless, skinless chicken sauteed in a pan on the stove with a little bit of olive oil and lemon pepper, and then I have some asparagus that I baked in the oven with a little bit of olive oil and lemon pepper. Everything has olive oil and lemon pepper because I like that flavor. And then I decided that I wanted to have a couple of these little cuties. I really like these. These are good and gives me a little bit of sweetness. So I have salty and sweet. So yeah. And then I filled up this big huge thing of water because I haven't had that much water today and I need to have some water. So I'm hoping that I can drink this by tonight because I'm really thirsty and I'm like craving like water, you know? So this will be my dinner. Okay, I just sat down at my table to eat right now and I looked outside at the sunset, and before it goes down, I want to show you guys. Oh my god, it's going down so quick. I want to show you guys the sunset because it looks so gorgeous. And I know my camera is not going to do it justice. It's so pretty. I know my camera's not doing this view justice right now, but just appreciate this gorgeous sunset that I'm looking at while I have my dinner.